Let's go. It is November the 17th, 2018. I'm feeling some type of way today. All right. I was feeling some type of way when I was watching the press conference with Todd Monken from Thursday, right? His press conference kind of irritated me a little bit. I'm a Todd Monken fan. I like him. All right. Now, if I'm Todd Monken's boss, I love him because he says all the right things and he never throws Dirk under the bus. He's always that company guy. But as a fan, somebody who watches these press conferences, I was a little irritated when I heard him tell the fans, tell the reporters that we were overanalyzing and maybe over-dramatizing the fact that Dirk Cutter called the game against the Redskins and that they only put up 3 points and that it had nothing to do with that. I don't believe in coincidences, okay? I don't believe in coincidences. I felt like the team underperformed. I felt like, yeah, obviously you can't blame the turnovers on the guy calling the plays. But I also feel like, I mean, come on. We put up 3 points. Every other game this season, our offense has looked somewhat decent. Even if we didn't start off fast, we got points put up on the board. And when I look at this game, and our defense finally shows up, holding the Redskins under 20 points. I'm trying to think of another game. Did we hold any other teams under 20 points this season? I don't know. But the one game we actually looked halfway decent on defense, again, this is the Redskins, but still, we look halfway decent on defense, and then our offense comes out and does what it did. And then I'm supposed to not overanalyze and overdramatize and think that it had nothing to do with Dirk Cutter calling the game. So I was already feeling some type of way. This morning, get up, going about my routine. I've kind of tried to just ignore it right now, right? I haven't been watching any of the other press conferences. I didn't want to watch Dirk's press conference, any of the players. I stayed away from it because I was that fired up. And then I see this nice little bloop show up on my phone, this whatever message from NFL, right? From the NFL app pops up and it says, Todd Monken will be calling the plays tomorrow against the New York Football Giants. So let me ask you a question. If the 3 points had nothing to do with Dirk Cutter, if it had nothing to do with the fact that Todd Monken wasn't calling the plays from the booth as he had been every other game this season, then why do you go back to Todd Monken calling the plays? Really what I want to know is why you went away from Todd Monken calling the plays last week. I'm sorry. I'm just feeling some type of way. And again, Todd, I get it. You're a company man. But dude, come on, man. Don't overanalyze. What? I tell my kids this all the time. You give me some BS once, and I'm going to question everything after that. So shoot straight and tell me the truth. And one of the things that I loved about Dirk Cutter when he came here, his first season as the offensive coordinator under Lovie Smith, one of my favorite things about him is that the dude shot straight and that I felt like when I was listening to him that he wasn't full of it, that he was going to tell me the truth. And one of the things that I loved about listening to Todd Monken this year is I felt like, and even last year, specifically more so last year, is that I felt like the guy was going to tell me the truth. Now I'm starting to feel some type of way. I'm starting to feel like you're full of it. If you're a Bucs fan, ultimately what you want to see is you want to see this team succeed, right? I'm going to tell you what's going on right now. This is my gut instinct. And I can't blame these guys, but right now Dirk Cutter is trying to save his job. He knows, right? He is on the seat right now. It's getting hot. I've said this before, I'm a big Jameis fan. But I feel like he's starting Fitzpatrick because he's trying to save his job right now. He has no faith in Jameis Winston. And I get that. But when I'm looking at the future of this organization and when I'm looking at what we have to do going forward, I want to know right now, is Jameis going to be that guy for us? Now, if the organization's already made up its mind that, you know what, he's done, All right, fine. But I'm not so sure that's the case. I think a lot of fans out there are done with him, and I can't blame them. I can't blame you if you're saying, you know what, Drew, this dude is trash. You were wrong about him. You were seeing him through rose-colored glasses because you're a Seminole fan, blah, blah, blah. Hey, look, I'm not going to argue with you on that because those things are true. I still hope that somehow, some way, this dude gets his act together and that he can become that quarterback that I hoped he would be. But I get your argument there. My argument is, why not let the dude play? We're not making it to the playoff. I would even be all right with seeing Griffin start. Let's see what this dude can do. I would be all right with that. Let's see something. But Ryan Fitzpatrick is not going to be the guy going forward. He's not going to be our quarterback going forward. I want to know right now, are we drafting a quarterback next year? Or are we sticking with Winston? It doesn't look like we're sticking with Winston, but I guarantee you this much. Dirk Cutter has zero faith in Winston, and that's why Ryan Fitzpatrick's starting. Because right now, Dirk's trying to save his job. And even if he doesn't save his job, I think he's trying to set himself up so that if he gets fired, he gets another job. And maybe that's why he wanted to call the plays last week. And maybe that's why he should be really concerned right now, because that team looked like trash on offense. They were moving the ball, but they didn't score points. That's what I'm saying here, okay? They looked like trash, and you were calling the plays. Next year, if I'm looking for an offensive coordinator, am I going to Todd Monken or am I going to Dirk Cutter? I'm going to Todd Monken. Just saying. And for all things that are good with this world, why? Why is it so hard for these guys to understand? They're making millions of dollars. Why is it so hard for them to understand that calling the plays from the booth makes more sense? I talked about this before. Dirk Cutter calling the plays from the field and then telling me after the game, well, I got to look at the tape to see what was going on. If you can't tell what's going on, how are you going to make adjustments during the game? Yeah, it's great. Coaches make adjustments from game to game. But the great coaches make adjustments from quarter to quarter, from half to half. During the game, they make adjustments. And if you don't know what's going on because you're down on the field, you can't make those adjustments. All right, I'm done ranting and raving, right? Hopefully we get a win tomorrow against the Giants because they're absolute trash. Just out of curiosity, are you out there hoping that we just lose out and get a better draft pick? Is that what you're hoping for? I don't know. I don't look at that I don't look at it that way anymore. Honestly. Because give me one really good draft pick that we've had. I was all about the Vita Vea move, right? I was fine with that, right? I'm going to have faith in the organization. But early on, I'll tell you what, man, Derwin James out there, I know it's early, and I still felt like the Vita Vea move, when you're talking to defensive linemen, is more of a long-term move. And when I look at long-term and I look at O.J. Howard, I look at Vita Vea, the last two drafts, I still feel like those are good picks. But early on, I don't know. Not the O.J. Howard move, because I love O.J. We'll see, though. We'll see. I know this is a little bit longer than what I normally go on these videos, but I was just feeling some type of way about this, and I had to rant. I tried to make a video after I watched the press conference with Todd Monken, and I couldn't. Like, I was so upset. Like, I was cursing like crazy. It was ridiculous. I wasn't gonna post that video because I was out of my mind. I'm still feeling some type of way though. But I'm always gonna support this team. Sometimes I'm jealous of bandwagon fans. Just being real. I wish sometimes I could be that guy that could just jump from team to team and root for whoever's doing good, but I can't. I'll always be a Bucks fan. I'll always be a Seminole fan. That's just how I am, right? I'm not jumping ship. I'll always support this team, even when they do bonehead things that drive me crazy. Because I know when they finally do it, that it feels so much more unbelievable watching them win the Super Bowl in '02, whatever, January '03, whenever the game was actually played, felt so much more incredible because of all the years that I went through of suffering than if I had just been some bandwagon fan. So, oh well, it is what it is, right? So we'll keep supporting this team, I guess, right? I guess I will. But let me know. What do you think? Does this team drive you crazy? I'm pretty sure it does. Do you think Todd Monken was talking to us like we're a bunch of fools? I think so. And I get it, though. He's a company guy. But anyways, I'm done rambling. I'll talk to y'all later. Hopefully we get a win tomorrow. I'm out.